time series chart, different types of indices, help of Landsat and Sentinel-2 satellite imagery. Then how to export any shapefile from Google Earth Engine, how to add the gradient, lesion, and title, and also discuss about the flood mapping, and also discuss about the monthly time series chart as well as also annual time series chart. We'll also discuss. So both of monthly and annual, both of things I try to explain at the same time, then we can get the more better idea. So let me open my code editor. So first of all, I will try to explain about one project. Suppose I want to monitor the water body for the 2 seasons. Suppose I want to monitor the water on the surface for summer season and rainy season for any specific boundary, and I want to use Sentinel-2 satellite imagery. Okay, so then how I can monitor this type of things? So we try to identify or monitor surface water 2 seasons. Suppose first of all, suppose summer season, then also monitor another season for rainy season. Rainy season, we want to identify what surface water, okay, for the 2 seasons, and we want to use Sentinel-2 imagery. Okay, so now how we can easily work with that, as well as we also try to identify, mainly calculate the area, how many place water logging in rainy season. Okay, we try to identify how many places or how many area. So it's one kind of water logging detection. Suppose in the urban area, we find out that some place in the rainy season, we find out the water logging. So this type of things, how we can easily monitor, help of remote sensing. We also try to discuss about today's session. So previous class I discussed about this type of topic, mainly image collection and how to filter the image collection. So here we already discussed about that, where you need the image, then how you need the image, and when you need the image. So consider the 3 factors. We simply filter our image collection for Landsat 8. These same things we also apply for Sentinel-2 imagery also, and then filter. So let's go. So first of all, we need to import our image collection. So in this case, I simply click on the browse data catalog. Then we can easily get the image collection. If you check the Sentinel-2, just click on the Sentinel, then find out the Sentinel-2 image collection. So here we find out the Sentinel-1 and Sentinel-2. This Sentinel-2 image collection is simply used for creating this image, mainly 2 seasons, summer season and rainy season. So if you check, this is the image collection Sentinel-2 multispectral instrument, 13 spectral bands. So we find out this image. So I want to use the surface reflectance, this image collection. So here we find out the all of information. It's available between this time period 2017 to 2025 December 27. So this is the last time period 27, okay, December. And if you check the dataset provider, European Union, ES Copernicus, and this is the snippet ID. Basically this is the ID or directory of this dataset where it is stored in the Google Earth Engine server. So this is the directory or snippet ID, and if you check all of bands, and if you check another important information, which is the scale. So previous class I already discussed about that. Mainly we find out the digital number DN value. This DN value we need to convert into reflectance value. So when you convert into reflectance value, then we need to use this scale number. We need to apply. Okay. So let's go. Just I simply copy this snippet ID and then paste here. Okay, now simply paste, and then you can put any name as a variable, And before the variable name, we need to put the var keyword. We already know about that. And you can put any name as a variable. I put the name, suppose image, this type of name I put. So this is the variable name. And in this variable, I simply import my image collection. So now this image collection, all of images stored in this variable. Okay. And this image collection is for whole world. But I don't need for the whole world. I need for the specific region of interest. I need for my city. I need for my village. I need for my country. So where you need the image. So now you simply define where you need the image. So for that, you can easily click on the asset tab again, and then simply import your shapefile. You already know about that, how we can easily import our shapefile. So here I already imported my city boundary, suppose Dhaka city boundary. So I simply import, and you can see it imported, and it show the table as a default variable. So you can put any name as a variable. I put the name, suppose ROI. Suppose this is the image collection for the whole world, but I need the image only for my region of interest, ROI. So for that, we already discussed about that one function. It's called filter bounds function. Okay, filter bounds function. Filter bounds function, it intersect only all of those images which is available in my boundary. Okay, and this boundary stored in this variable is ROI. So write the variable name ROI, because this ROI is stored my area of interest of Dhaka city boundary. So this is the first done. Then how? Mainly less than 1% cloud cover, mainly filtering image properties. Suppose I need only for those images which image will be not more than 1% cloud cover. So for that, simply use filter metadata and then call the image properties. We can easily get it. You can see the image properties section. I choose cloud pixel percentage. So this is the image properties of Sentinel-2 satellite imagery. Write the name, then set the operator. Operator is less than, and set the value for 1. So we try to check less than 1%, how many images are available in my region of interest. Okay. And then when you need the image, suppose I need the image for a specific time period. Suppose I need the image in year of 2024 summer season, and as well as also rainy season. Or you need, suppose suppose your time period, suppose 2000 to 2020, suppose summer season and rainy season. Okay, so this type of thing. Suppose your time, suppose your year start from 2000 and 2022, all of year, but from all of year I want to filter only for the summer season as well as also filter for rainy season. So different purpose for our different types of research work, we also filter this type of seasonal. Suppose I have a specific time period. Suppose I have 20 years data, and this 20 years data I want to filter 2 season or 3 season, whatever you need. Suppose 2 season. Suppose I have total 20 years data. So this 20 years data I want to filter rainy season and summer season. Then how I can filter? Or I have suppose 2 years data, 3 years data, 5 years data, but I need 2 season. So how I can do it? So it's very important. Not only for that, lot of data sets you need seasonal collection. So then always just apply the same process. So first of all, we simply define our year. Suppose I put the year, put here the filter date, and apply the year. Suppose my year start from 2000, suppose 2020 1st January, from 2024 December 31. So this is my total years. Okay, so now this, from these years you can also consider also 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, whatever you need. So I just simply put this year start from 2020 up to 2024, but I want to filter summer suppose between this time or between this year, I just simply create a collection only for summer and create the another collection only for rainy season. So how I can filter? So now if you check how many images we find out in here, so let me show you that. Just I print the total number of image collection for 2020 to 2024. If you just apply the size function, now it computing how many images I find out. We find out the 141 images, and this 141 images is less than 1% cloud cover. So this is my image collection I find out. So further this image collection, I want to filter for summer and rainy season. So how I can filter for that? So for that, simply take a variable. Suppose I put the variable name is, take a variable, suppose dry season or summer season. You can put any name. I put suppose dry image collection. You can put any name. Okay, I put this type of variable, dry season image collection or dry image collection, and I want to filter it from here. Okay, from 141 images. Now I want to filter only for dry season or summer season. So for that, we simply put here dot filter and apply Earth Engine dot filter dot calendar range. So calendar range is one kind of function. So where we simply put our specific range of from the calendar. Suppose in this case, I simply put the range of summer season for perspective of Bangladesh study area for Bangladesh. Basically, this summer season is start from I simply consider suppose January for one to January, then January, February, March, April, May, June. Suppose I put the June. Suppose January to June, I put the time for the summer season or dry season time period, January to June. So you can put any time range from here. I put the January to June, and then I need to mention the month. So now what happened? So now this is my collection. I find out 141, and this collection further I filter based on calendar range where January to June. Okay, so now between this time period, all of year, it just create the collection only for January to June. And further, if you check how many images we find out, just simply print and call the dry image collection. Just a copy and use here the size function. So now it's computing how many images we find out only for dry season. Dry season mainly this time, January to June. Between this all of year, January to June, how many images we find out that 82 images. So this is the collection of dry season. So same like as I want to work for rainy season. So just take the another variable. Suppose I put the variable name is the wet season or rainy season. You can put any name, wet image collection. And now I want to filter it from here. Just a copy and paste, and same, just apply the filter Earth Engine dot filter dot calendar range and put the calendar range time period. Suppose I put here the time, it will be start from January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Suppose put the July to October. Okay, so July to October I consider as a rainy season, July to October. And further, I mention here the unit. Basically, it's a month. So now what happened? So now from this collection, basically 141, between all of time, it just create the one collection. This image is available July to October, and create the one collection. So now if you check it, how many images we find out in here? The same process, just print and then call the image collection and use the size function to computing how many images we find out for that. Find out the total 5 images. We find out the total 5 images, less than 1% cloud cover. Okay, between this time, only for rainy season. So you can see it show very low image, only 5 images we find out because we consider less than 1%. And less than 1% is very difficult to identify for the rainy season, okay, or wet season. So sometime you find out there is no image. When you work with the rainy season, it show the totally zero. Less than 1% image, there is no available. Then we find out it show the zero. So when you find out it show the zero, then you try to increase the value. So you try to check it for less than 2% or 3% or 4% or 5%. Then check step by step, step by step, step by step, simply check. So now for my region, we find out that in the summer season, between this time period, mainly 2020 to 2024, I find out total 82 images. And also rainy season, we find out that between this time period, 2022 to 2024, 5 images for the rainy season. So this is the way when you want to filter for different season. So then apply this function and then just filter for any image collection, not only for that. It can be Landsat, Modis, or any other image collection. Simply apply the same process when you work for filtering for seasonal. Okay. So now I create this type of image collection, dry image collection and wet image collection. So now I want to create the composite. Okay, so you already know about that. What is the composite? So for the composite, simply call. So take a variable